Hey everyone! Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm testing out a new system I've come up with, an external frame backpack to carry my portable folding kayak. My kayak weighs about 28 pounds, so it's not terribly heavy, but with the system provided, it's really not easy to carry because it's really awkward. So I'm thinking by hooking it up to this old REI brand external frame backpack that it will be a little bit easier to carry. I think this will work pretty well. So, got my fishing pole. Let's go catch some bass. The way I have this set up now, it's a very wide load, not suitable for narrow trails or brush crashing. I can also set it up vertically. I tried it that way first, and it will work, but it does throw off the center of gravity, and it's a little bit harder to take off and put on. Having it strapped to the side like this just feels way more stable. So that's how I'm doing it. And just like that, the lake is coming into view. These old hip pads are not as comfortable as they could be. There's definitely a little pain there. This is something I would want to work up to for sure. Okay, time to take this thing off. Still a little bit unsure what the best way is to get this off. Need to do something to get these old straps working a little bit better too. There we go. That's not too awkward. That's not too awkward at all. I just got two straps holding it on. That's all it takes. One of them is this red strap that's just kind of holding it on side to side. And then this black strap is actually part of the kayak. I thought it'd be good to use the black strap that's part of the kayak because it's actually part of the system for carrying the kayak. So it should be strong enough for this application. Okay, let's get this put together. It's time to put this in the water. So today it's going to be bass fishing, and I'm going to use a stick bait, which almost feels like cheating because the bass just love this so much. And I'll hook it up a bit weedless, I guess, and call it good. So we're fishing in a lake today, and we're in Washington State. And the rules here are you can keep 5 bass under 12 inches. You can't keep any bass between 12 and 17 inches. And you can keep 1 bass over 17 inches. Slot rules. So the idea is to clear out the little bass and leave the trophy-sized bass. I'm not into catch and release, really. I think it's kind of cruel. So I will keep everything I catch under 12 inches. I'll throw back if I get any over 12 inches, which isn't terribly likely here. But if I get a keeper that's 17 inches or over, I'm also going to throw it back because I just don't want to eat a bass that's that big. I've learned a new way of getting in this that keeps my feet relatively dry. This is a very wide and stable kayak. It's a lot easier to get into than my old hard shell kayak. See, there we go, in with dry feet. And then just gotta push off with the paddle. There we go, we're in the water. Let's go see if we can catch some bass. My plan is just to fish this entire shoreline, make a circle. This looks like as good a place as any to start. Don't have my anchor with me for obvious reasons. Okay, let's see what happens. Almost went in the weeds, had to rein it in. Finally had a bite, but it got off. Okay, remembered to set the hook this time. It got into the weeds and got off. Been getting some bites here. They're weird bites though, maybe they're just snags. Got too fancy trying to cast right next to this fallen log and accidentally cast over it. So we're just going to head that way and hopefully get the tackle back. Yep, there's my worm right there. Gotcha. It's one of my favorite things about fishing from the boat. Don't lose much tackle this way. Finally got one in the boat. I've hooked so many, but this one finally actually went in the boat. Here we go. Finally, a bass. Yay! Come on, bite it again. There you go. Nope. Okay, now bite it and hook up. Come on, hook up. Nope. Getting lots of bites here. My bite to hookup ratio today is much lower than usual. Not sure what's up with that. There we go. It's certainly not one of those giants like you see them catching in Florida. I think I've only caught one this year that was more than 12 inches, or maybe two. Oh, got off, darn it. Having a hard time keeping these hooked today. Well, I've been getting quite a few bites, but they're not staying hooked. And I think a lot of the problem is I'm letting the tension off the line so I can turn the GoPro on. So, the next few I hook, fingers crossed that I hook some more, I'm going to wait until they're in the boat, I think, before I turn the GoPro on. I could do that. I could do continuous recording, but then my battery would just go dead. I had a decent sized one on there earlier. Just trolling like this with my crankbait. So who says you can't troll for bass? Well, I had another decent sized one on. Did not reach for the camera, but it still jumped up and got off. Oh well. There's some deer up in the woods there, and they're making strange, loud noises. I guess they won't now, though. Something might have gone after my frog. Could have been a weed too, though. Here's a little bass, and it's going back. Bye-bye, bass. Just got another one, but didn't even try to record it. I wanted to keep it on. Having fun just parked right up here next to this log jam. This is definitely the end of the lake where a lot of the bass are. The bald eagles told me that a couple days ago. They spend all their time hunting on this end. And I know this is July, and they say that the bass are moving faster and will do the topwater this time of year. And I know it's true, but this is Western Washington. It doesn't get terribly hot here, and I'm still having my best luck working this stick bait really slowly. This has worked out well, bringing my boat in on my backpack. It was easy hiking. This is kind of the perfect size lake. It's so little that I don't really feel intimidated, even though I'm out here all alone. But it's big enough to not be totally boring. I'm going to try over here again where I had some bites earlier. I do love the sound of the water on my paddles. This one feels decent sized. Oh, no, it was just the way it was hooked. Made it feel big. Foul hooked. Oh boy. It's not going to be easy getting those out. Bald eagle up there in the tree watching. Saw me land that fish. Got its attention. Well, here it is. Monster bass of the Olympic Peninsula. Haha, no such thing. The very first time I ever went bass fishing, I went to the boat launch. I had a Senko. I wacky rigged it. And my fourth or fifth cast, I caught an 18-inch bass. Haven't caught anything that big since. And this year, the biggest one I've caught is maybe 14 inches. That was yesterday. There's just not a whole lot of big bass around here. Okay, all done fishing. Got my limit of 5 bass under 12 inches. Exciting stuff, huh? Seriously though, they make nice jerky. I discovered that accidentally when I smoked one with my trout and accidentally left it in the same amount of time as a big trout. Those little bass make 2 nice jerky strips each. So I'm all done fishing, but I'm not all done paddling. I'm going to paddle around the lake a few times and see if I can retrieve some of my lost tackle and just enjoy being out on the water. We've got bald eagles and jaybirds and deer and some kind of ducks out here today. This kayak is Tech brand. You can buy them online. I bought a refurbished one. I think this is a 2022 model, maybe 2021. I just bought one for my daughter too. I actually paid more for hers that wasn't refurbished, but I guess that's inflation. It weighs 28 pounds. It rolls up into a pretty compact unit. One of my favorite things about it is that I can roll it up and put it in the car instead of having it on the roof of the car. So then when I get home, I can just leave it in a car. Where when I had a hard shell kayak, when I got home I had to think, okay, is it going to get stolen? I'll have to keep it parked, locked up somewhere if that's possible, but still people will steal it because I don't have a garage. And what if it's going to rain? It might fill up with rainwater. And then there's just the issue of driving home with a kayak on the roof of my car. I find it a little bit nerve-wracking. I always worry, Is it going to come untied? Is it going to cause a huge accident? Am I going to get sued? Am I going to kill someone? Not an issue with this one. This just rolls up and fits in the car. It's not flying off. It's not at all comfortable to sit in. I mean, not at all. And I sit way too low. I should probably raise it up a little bit. My hand often hits this part right here, which is sharp. People put trim on them and all kinds of different things, but I want to keep mine as light as possible because I haul it places. So I'm going to head over here to this end where I lost my hook on a snag the other day, and I waded in there and couldn't find it, but I got it so muddy while I was wading. There was no chance of finding it. So I'm looking for a fat blue Senko on a red offset hook. I don't see it. I do see a bass down here though. Okay, time to go to shore. I would like to stay out here longer, but I also need to get my fish on ice. I wonder if I can get back on shore without getting my feet wet. I'm gonna try a little bit different technique here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna try to get out with wet feet, with dry feet. Check this out. Unfold the kayak. Whoa! Whoa! Just about ate it there. I guess that's not the best way to do it. Nope, I can safely say that did not keep my feet dry. That did not keep anything dry. My entire kayak is wet now. Oh boy. Okay. Probably won't be trying that technique again. Wow. Anyway, I'm on shore. Bald Eagle came down to check out my bass. If it wants one, it can have it. It'd be a cool video. I guess I'll turn my kayak around to get the water out of it. What a disaster that was. I'm glad I didn't try that when I was at a busy boat launch with lots of people watching me. That would have been embarrassing. My stock seat is falling apart. I tried gluing the seat back on after it fell off, but as you can see, that did not work. I'll have to try something else to get that to stay on there. I think the majority of people that have one of these don't use the stock seat. Or if they do, they don't use it nearly as long as I have. But like I said before, I've been trying to keep everything... Oh, the eagle's gone. Been trying to keep everything kind of stock, just to keep it light. Let's get this dirt out of here. Don't need that. But yeah, the stock seat is pretty much garbage. Okay, I'll go ahead and haul it back up higher. One-armed, see how light it is? It's pretty nice. I'm gonna haul it up to level ground and then roll it back up again and then put it back in my backpack. Oh my God! The eagle did try to take my fish, and now I gotta I gotta take my kayak back down there so I can get my fish. That was just a bit too much for the eagle to haul away at once. Wow. But it did haul them far enough out that I'm going to have to go back down there to get them because I don't feel like swimming. I'm glad I was rolling when that happened. Okay, back down to get my fish. out of the middle of the lake. I will lose one if I don't do this slowly. They're starting to sink. I actually only see 4 of them on there. I think they're all on there though, but one of them is down really low. Oh, fudge. I think I lost a fish, but they float, so I should be able to get it back. Yeah, that's 4 fish. So I'll be damned. I guess that eagle got one of my fish after all. Wow. All right. Congratulations, eagle. You got one. I don't know for sure if that eagle got my bass or not, because I didn't see a bass in the eagle's talons, and it left its perch in the tree way sooner than it would have left it if it had eaten an entire bass before it left. But I also don't see my bass floating anywhere. So I don't know what happened. All I know for sure is I got to have a pretty cool encounter with nature, and I'm going home with one less bass. Oh well. Okay, time to take this kayak apart. Okay, time to roll this thing up. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to try rolling it up with the seed in it, which is always a bit of a pain. It's way easier to roll up without the seed in it. But with the seed in, then you've got one nice compact package. So here we go. There we go. It's pretty tight, but not perfect. Definitely not perfect. Ow! Don't try to cram bass into anything. They are spiny. Ooh. So thanks for watching as I hike on out of here. If you enjoyed this adventure, please subscribe. And I love getting comments, of course. Like, subscribe, and comment, you know, all that stuff. And there is bass juice dripping down my arm. Maybe I didn't pick the right pocket to keep my bass in. Oh well. Thanks for watching.